My first resolution is try to hit somebody in the portal. Let's try to go after something that fits, not try to go after the biggest name. Try to at least get a successful portal class because as we saw, we did lose. Rutgers did lose out on a couple of guys in the high school recruiting aspect of scouting this year. They did lose a couple of guys to Penn State that are still open or in the bubble. They did lose some guys as well to other schools in the Big Ten. So let's try to bounce back and get somebody from the portal. I know we listed ours, or Gabe and
Yeah,
Adam listed
I
theirs
listed yours
last week. I didn't have the 10. If they can hit at least two of the five on my list, that's a good that's a good goal. It's something attainable. I'm not trying to say hit all five because at the end of the day, these players are gonna go the way that they want to go. But I feel like we're good enough to at least get two and
for sure.
have enough to show that we can get two. Second resolution, can the goal for next year? If we seen it, if we got to get 9 games. We look like a 9 win. We could be a 9 win team because at the end of the day, Iowa was a 1-score game. The game against Minnesota was a 1-score game. We beat Purdue by 1 score. We lost to Penn State by 1 score. We ended up the year 6-6. Those 3 games were potential. Oh, 5-7. My apologies. Yeah. But we could finish off the year. We could potentially finish off the year at 8 wins, 9 wins, because on a lot of these games they were close, and we have the team to show that we're good enough to get to the 9 wins, and just hopefully it's just next year they know how to win the games. You're not going to win a lot of close games if it's your first time around in this team, albeit they did bring in a lot of experience. A lot of those guys came from situations where they really weren't down. Ohio was the best team in the MAC last year, same as James Madison being the best team and one of the best teams in the Sun Belt, not losing until the Sun Belt Championship. They brought in guys that came from a lot of front runner schools and haven't really faced as much adversity. So hopefully now that this team has been able to get smacked in the face, they know what it feels like and know what it's like to be in those situations. So next year, these 1-score losses turn into 1-score victories, because as we see now and in the NFL, you got to be able to win 1-score games because they can flip your season just like that. And 3, hopefully they're able to get a good offensive line coach in both sides of the trenches.
Oh, we got Pat Turner for offensive line.
Oh, that's good. I know defensive line is currently still open because the guy that played that's our defensive line coach, has moved to San Diego State. So let's re-visualize the trenches, because especially the defensive line, it needs help.
Yeah, I mean,
do those 3 success in 2026.
It's good for Colin Farrell that he was able to find a job as a D-line coach so quickly after what was, I mean, without being rude or condescending, it was a disaster for the D-line last year.
Sometimes you just gotta say yes to the first phone call. I mean, gotta say yes.
Yeah, I mean, San
Diego State, don't know what's gonna happen. Just gotta say yes.
It's not the worst program in America, but they were
good in the Mountain West.
They're a basketball school. It's. I mean,
they were an 8-win team in the Mountain West this year.
Yeah, but like in terms of a national status, they definitely lean more in hoops. But I mean, regardless, I hope that he does well in San Diego State. Because what I see more and more with the transfer portal becoming more and more prominent is players that leave and coaches that are fired or leave and have success. It feels like they're still a part of you. I felt that way with Mo Touré when he laid his body out for Miami to win against Texas A&M. I felt that way with Kyle Monangai, who, by the way, Adam, I think this was your comment. We're missing out on the stars from Don Bosco and company. Well, Kyle Monangai, Don Bosco alum, and he never left Rutgers, and he was here for the first or second year of NIL really being a huge deal in college football. But anyways, my points. So I also got 3 of them.
For New Year's went through all 3 already?
Yeah, he got.
Mine was short and sweet. I didn't want to take up the.
I thought everything bled into the portal, but okay, go on. Sorry, I interrupt.
No, he was talking about the first one was
get 2 of the 5 guys.
The offensive line.
offensive line win.
And get 2 of the guys off of my transfer portal wish list.
By the way, you had some good names in there, specifically from UNLV/Nevada.
Oh, the 2 guys from Nevada, the offensive lineman and the edge rusher.
Yeah, I mean, offensive line, that's
G5. That's the thing. Rutgers doesn't need to go after Power 4 guys. They are good enough, and there's enough talent out here in college football for you to get G5 guys and be successful.
For sure, especially
we're seeing it right now with Indiana. You see, Corsinetti brought half of his guys from that JMU roster to Indiana, and Indiana is currently the national first seed.
Yeah, and with all these players staying an extra year, an extra 2 years, I mean, there's more talent out there to scout, plain and simple. So my New Year's resolutions for Rutgers, my first one, between the team, the staff, the fans, we have to have said enough is enough with accepting losses, and that goes for me too. Whether it's losing to Appalachian State by 50 or Ohio State by 3, losing is unacceptable. This is the only way we can really rebuild the program moving forward for sustained success. And that kind of ties in with Donovan's one of his points about how we have to get 8 or 9 wins. I'm in the same boat. And Kelly Zinn has said she's going to judge this program by its wins and losses. And this was like almost everything that could go wrong did go wrong year. So maybe next year the tables turn and anything less is unacceptable. It doesn't mean we don't love the program. It just means it's unacceptable and we're pissed off for you guys, not at you guys. That's my first point. My second one is we have to, believe it or not, there was defensive talent on this team last year, and we have to retain it. Now, this could age poorly as soon as this week when the portal opens up, but we must hold on to any eligible talent we have defensively. If we can find a way to recruit Bo Masco back to Piscataway, then that would be perfect. If not, then we need to find a way to retain Dariel Jabome, who just accepted the Hula Bowl invitation, which tells me that he's very clearly thinking about declaring for the draft. Jabome, you have been a very good representation of Rutgers, but you really shouldn't declare. And I say that from the bottom of my heart and with love for what you have done for this program, but you're just not on any big boards, and next year you could be. I think you should come back, and I think we ought to continue recruiting both Jabome and Masco, who are, if not almost certainly, leaving this program. My third point, which we kind of talked about earlier, this is my third resolution that Rutgers should consider. And hey, we already talked about how we caught some heat for this, but we need to be competitive in the portal at quarterback. I mentioned Aiden Childs, obviously, Drew Mestamaker, who, man, that would be my dream quarterback. I just don't see it, but I really want to see it. Rocco Becht out of Iowa State. Donovan, that's your guy. And honestly, I would love Rocco Becht. He kind of has like some Josh Allen in him. Josh Allen did just have a bad game against the Eagles, but regardless, that's
it feels believable. It just feels believable enough because there's so many other big star names that teams that are looking for QBs can get, and it just feels like Drew's a part of that list. Rocco, due to the year he had, it's like right below it, and we're able to just snag him.
My only hope for landing Drew Mestamaker is that he was G5, but that's the only reason why I think that it's even like a 2% chance. But here's a quarterback that intrigues me a lot. Byram Brown out of South Florida. That would be another name I would reach for. South Florida had a great year for their standards.
If he doesn't go to Auburn with his coach, I would see it. That's the thing. His coach got the Auburn job.
That's true too, yeah. And Auburn Jackson Arnold, I think, is hitting the portal along with their quarterback that benched Jackson Arnold eventually. So their quarterback position is also open. If we settle for Jackson Arnold, that would not be fun.
Oh, I would settle for Jackson Arnold in a heartbeat.
Really?
It's not bad. It's not as bad.
At Rutgers,
I don't like it.
Okay, first Adam, and then I'm gonna say Gabe. Jackson Arnold or Aiden Childs.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, is it a reach to say Childs is better?
No, Jackson Arnold's better.
Stop me if I'm wrong. Like, I'm not saying that with as much certainty as I did with Callie McManus, DJ Lagway, but to me, it feels like Childs had the better year.
Chat, if you were able to get one of these two dudes out the portal for your,
Yes,
your
please
team,
let us
would it
know.
be Jackson Arnold or Aiden Childs?
If I'm tripping, I'm tripping, and I'll admit it. But I'm genuinely asking because
it's a difference of opinion. You're not tripping, but Jackson Arnold has more upside.
Upside, yeah, but look, after Ethan Kaliak-Manis had the best year for a quarterback at Rutgers statistically, do we want someone who could be a turnover machine, get benched?
Well, that's what Ethan was coming into Rutgers. His thing was he had a lot of turnovers.
Look, Ethan was good. Ethan was very good. He was not great. He was very good. And I think we need to look for someone who is going to, like a Jackson Arnold, who has that upside. And if not, Aiden Childs is still a reasonable suggestion, but we need to go after somebody. And I'm not knocking AJ Serace. I just know that, number one, I haven't seen much of him. He may be very good, but we need more than one competent quarterback on the roster.
Well, that's why I was actually – my point I'm going to land. That's why I listed all those names. It's not because I don't believe in AJ Serace, but because the quarterback is the most important position in football, and crazy stuff happens, whether it's injuries, the system isn't fluid with a quarterback, regression, chemistry issues. We need to be ready for anything. And with an incoming sophomore quarterback, he can't be guaranteed the job. He has to earn it. And that's not a knock to AJ because he certainly could earn it, but we need a quarterback that's going to test his place in the depth chart. Those are my 3 points, though. Not 3 points, 3 New Year's resolutions.
And Gabe, what is your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is that by this time next year, I won't have $40 in my bank account.
Fair enough. I hear you. Okay. So my 3 resolutions for Rutgers football for 2026. I could go with the common stuff, which I guess I'll do partly. Number 1, you have to get a defensive line. If you don't get a defensive line, you don't have a defense. And I think Schiano, in good faith, brought in, Doug Blue, Eli, Bradley Weaver, and, Eric O'Neill. They just didn't pan out. But I think that's got to be the first priority. My second resolution for Rutgers is for them to consider leaving the Big Ten.
Don't say that.
I do not
go where.
I would rather see them. I'd rather see them in the ACC, quite frankly, because I know it sounds crazy. I do not believe Rutgers is going to be competitive in the Big Ten with the teams we have.
But we were competitive.
When?
This year.
What?
We were competitive. We just didn't finish the job.
We were competitive. We
yes.
lost.
We were competitive against every single team besides the 2 best teams that we faced in the Big Ten.
We lost.
Illinois wasn't competitive.
33 to Ohio State, 45 to Oregon. We lost by 20 to Illinois. I mean, hey Jason, I have not only been a fan for 8 months. I've been a fan since high school, and I've watched, just like you, things go down and then down, and then the 2006 season, of course. But I think that's something I would consider. I told you I had some uncommon things.
That's not uncommon. It just hurts to hear.
I don't know why it hurts to hear that. I mean, if we want to be a winning program,
Big Ten is the second best conference in the nation. We want to be able to compete in the second best conference.
That's why we shouldn't be in the Big Ten.
And the team can compete. If the thing is that you're saying, from what you're saying, are you saying like Purdue's better than us? Like
no, I'm saying Ohio State's better, Michigan's better, Illinois is better, USC.
I mean, look, you can list 10 to 12 teams, yeah, but you can also list like 5 teams that were better then.
You guys,
the thing is, like, Rutgers had a 10-point lead against Iowa, and Iowa nearly beat the number 1 team in the country and barely lost. No, they almost lost. No, I apologize. They barely beat Indiana and almost beat Oregon. So
that's not competitive because.
Was Penn State competitive? Because Penn State had a down year, but they're a damn good football team.
Yes, we lost to Penn State at home to the worst Penn State team I can ever imagine in history. So
They won 4 straight games to finish the year. They beat Clemson. They beat us. They beat Nebraska.
So they lost to Northwestern. I mean, they lost to UCLA.
Northwestern was 8-4.
Guys, if you are going, I love you guys, but if you are going to look at Rutgers through rose-colored glasses, we are going to have the same problems every year. It's like you guys don't want to be honest about the serious problems. I'm not accusing you of not being honest. I'm just saying.
No, I gotta hear this.
They were 7-6, not 8-4.
Yeah, you know what? What is the reason why for Rutgers not being in the Big Ten?
Because we're going to be in the lower half of the Big Ten every single year, and I don't think we'll be competitive in the Big Ten.
So you'd rather be in a cupcake conference?
The ACC, I wouldn't call it a cupcake conference. I would call it a conference that is more proportional to the level of competition that we bring. I mean, guys, USC is saying the same thing, you know. USC's athletic department is starting to question why the hell they joined the Big Ten, because they're having the same problem. If USC's saying that.
You know who should join the ACC? Not Rutgers. Not Rutgers, not USC, Notre Dame. If they want to be taken seriously, join the ACC.
Well, for USC, I think the issue is why are we joining a conference where we're going to play 95% of our games for all of our teams that we have at our school on flights that take at least 7 hours to get to that school. Yeah, I think it's more of a regional thing, because USC took the Big Ten bid because they wanted the money, but they kind of forgot that that's a lot of traveling on a lot of the athletes.
Donovan, you are 100% right.
That was the main thing. A lot of people were arguing when the big deal happened and when they killed the Pac-12.
You are exactly right.
Rutgers is still in the same area, and just
we're sandwiched.
I just want to ask you, who else is in that bottom tier? Because it can't just be Rutgers, because Rutgers has beaten teams.
Rutgers is better than Michigan State.
Rutgers is in that bottom
better than Purdue.
Purdue's.
They're better than Northwestern. They're better than UCLA, in my opinion.
No. They lost to UCLA at home last year. And UCLA beat Penn State this year. But Gabe, I would agree with you, Gabe. They're probably in the same type of family of bottom tier Big Ten schools. And so I don't think Rutgers, I think Rutgers should, like USC is considering now leaving the Big Ten. I think that Rutgers should consider it. But maybe I'm crazy, but you guys want to stay in the Big Ten? Okay. Well, let's see. Indiana,
I want to stay in the Big Ten.
Spaghetti comes to Piscataway next year.
I want to stay in the Big Ten because I don't like losing. And if you want to switch conferences and have an easier schedule, then to me, that's being afraid to lose instead of trying to overcome losses and eventually become a winning team.
I want to have a reasonable schedule, not an easy schedule.
Next year is very reasonable.
I prefer them to stay in the Big Ten.
Indiana, Michigan,
the money that it brings, and just also it helps better with recruiting. You're going to be able to get a guy whose offers are either between a Big Ten and an ACC school. They're obviously going to pick the Big Ten school. And to be honest, as we said earlier, Kyle Monangai is not only helping out the Bears, he's helping out recruiting for Rutgers football, because they're seeing a guy be able to play like a star that was coached under Shiano in his second time being back. So Shiano can use that, especially to running backs, where right now we're in a situation where we're trying to keep Antoine Raymond because CJ Campbell has left.
I don't know if you saw it, Donovan.
Monangai is a rare exception. And
Donovan, I don't know if you saw, but Antoine Raymond, and this triggered Adam so badly. I saw his blood pressure spike right in front of my eyes. I ended the show because I was afraid he was going to have a heart attack. But Antoine Raymond posted God will make what did he say, Adam? He said God only God
will post it on his Twitter.
God will something like that.
And it was on his Instagram story. It was God will let God sort it out, and it was a picture of him wearing Rutgers, and it was a black and white picture.
You know what that means?
He's considering, at the very least, that's what that means.
I'll tell you what's happening.
He's putting his options out.
I'll tell you what's happening. There's a small, very secret room in the Rutgers athletic facility where KJ Duff, Ian Strong, Antoine Raymond are all meeting. And they're saying, are you going to go? Because if you go, I go. That's what
I imagine what the group chat looks like.
Oh yeah,
for not only them but like everybody else in the in those position groups, because they're all trying to see Is he staying? Is he leaving? Because what they're going to do is most likely going to affect a lot of other people's decisions.
I'm surprised that KJ hasn't announced his decision yet.
I think he's going too soon.
Because even if he stays, he's announcing that he's staying.
Yeah.
And to get back to the Manungai point, why it helps so much is because I don't think I've seen this with many other social medias accounts, but every single time the Bears post something, it's collaborated with Rutgers football when it's Kyle Manungai. Every single time, it's our football and Chicago Bears that post when it's Manungai getting a touchdown or his famous trucking. I mean, he looks like a little Derrick Henry out there.
He's a wrecking ball. I love running backs like him. It's fun to see because I just knew when they drafted him, I was like, I see what Ben Johnson's going for because he had it in Detroit with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Yeah,
he has his own version of Sonic and Knuckles. It's not exactly Sonic and Knuckles, but
and even when
it's like Shadow and Silver if you're into Sonic,
that's fair,
into the Sonic series.
If I was not a Rutgers fan, I would still be a huge Kyle Manungai fan because of how he plays.
Yes, the problem is this. Kyle Manungai is a once-in-a-lifetime, speaking of Rutgers, star who's done great for the Bears, and I love the guy. But when I look at our team, past and present, guys, we are heading into a 2026 season that could be 4-8, could even be 3-9.
They could be 3-9, but they could be 9-3.
No.
That's how it goes. I mean, that's how it was this past
What teams do you see? What teams do you see Rutgers losing to besides USC and let's say besides Indiana and besides Penn State? Because I see Maryland, Northwestern, 2 games that they can win. They beat Maryland this year as well. Northwestern hasn't looked good so far and got lucky. Michigan's going. Yeah, I said Michigan, Indiana, and Penn State. Those are the only 3 losses
Indiana,
I can see.
Penn State, USC, Nebraska. That's 5.
Nebraska's not a gimme for them.
And then
Nebraska's coming to Piscataway.
Yes, and we're going right. I know, and I think they're going to beat us. And we're going at Northwestern, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 6. Who else do we have?
We have We start off the year potentially going 5-0 because I don't see Northwestern beating. And then it's Penn State. Then it's Indiana, Michigan State, Nebraska, USC.
Oh, Michigan State, we
Wisconsin. Do you see us losing to Wisconsin?
Yes, and Camp
Randall.
Wisconsin. You think we're going to go to Wisconsin, go to Camp Randall, and beat the Badgers with a defense that has?
We didn't even mention Wisconsin when we were talking about the bottom of the Big Ten. They're bottom of the Big Ten. As
bad as our defense was this year, the only ones that did produce somewhat are gone. We have no depth.
That's not true. It's not we're doomed. It's a whole clean slate. You can't get worse defensively. We got all new personnel, all new staff.
We can't.
I can't have the roster talk of just like they're leaving when like the portal's about to open and we're going.
Yeah, we don't even know
a lot of guys on that
Cam
end.
Miller, Bradley Weaver, Eric O'Neill, Jabome.
Guess what? And you know what,
Adam,
we've said this before, where all those names sound great, but you mesh them together and the product doesn't work.
Well, the product can be worse. God knows who's going to be starting in their position.
Well, that's to be determined. And we saw last year.
We just picked up a 4-star. We just picked up a 4-star edge rusher in Wadiq. Wadiq's going to get more time to play. So we have somebody that's going to replace Weaver or O'Neal. So we have young guys that are going to have the opportunity to take that next step.
I do.
I just look at it because Rutgers has more of a better potential future turnout because they're getting a lot of the guys from Jersey, and as we see especially with the James Franklin firing on Penn State, those Jersey guys went straight to Rutgers, and instead of going to Penn State, I don't see them going to BT. Some of them might go, but I don't see most of them. Like if they're a 4-star and above, I don't see them really going to BT.
Okay.
If they're a 3-star responsibility.
I'll tell you what.
They have a lot of good young turnout that I can't be too I'm keeping it. I hope I don't sound like I'm coming off with rose-tinted glasses or coming off a little too biased. It's just I see more positive than negative when it comes to a lot of the younger stars.
Yeah,
well,
Adam, I'll tell you what.
You don't have to be the guy who everyone hates.
It's a the thing about the whole Rutgers should leave the Big Ten thing is it's not an uncommon take. It sucks to hear, and I disagree with it. But this game right here, Wisconsin. If we lose to Wisconsin, we can revisit that, and then I'll have some serious opinions.
We are going to lose to Wisconsin,
but that's the game.
If we lose to Wisconsin, the Fire Shiano calls are going to get louder.
We are going to. Wisconsin lost to Oregon 21-10 in Eugene. Camp Randall is a tough place to play. They are going to beat us.
Man, Wisconsin is. I know they finished off the year already.
Malik Washington had his best game as a freshman against Wisconsin at Camp Randall. So, like, I could truly believe that they are a beatable team because if Maryland beat them, we beat Maryland.
When have we gone on the road and beaten any credible team? Maybe my memory at 50 years old is losing.
Yo, Adam, between Iowa and Ohio State, Oregon, that's
loss.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying for Wisconsin, they lost 37-0, 34-0. Okay, they did lose 21-7. I'll take that one back against Oregon. But between Iowa, they lost 37-0 to Iowa. I don't want to pride myself in close losses. I said I'm done with that. But we're better than Wisconsin.
Okay, we are not better than Wisconsin.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. And if we're not better than Wisconsin, then I will revisit your take.
There's no way Kelly Zinn is going to allow things to be as it is.
She's not.
Wisconsin at that.
Yeah, Kelly Zinn is not going to allow that. But what I'm worried about is that Kelly Zinn's going to leave.
It's too soon.
Too soon. She's still in her contract.
I know that, but I'm worried in 3 or 4 years she's going to say, you know what, LSU, it was sunny down there, and we won national championships. At that point, that's when they should hire me.
Well, you don't see.
I'm kidding.
Kelly Zinn? She was active at LSU when we got her, right? Yeah, I believe she was their active AD.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was gonna say she wouldn't leave us for another job, but then again, she left another job for us. So who knows? It's not my place to say. I'm not Kelly Zinn. I don't know Kelly Zinn, but I hope to hell that you're wrong.
I have no information to suggest that it's pure speculation, but my point is she wants to win. And if we don't win sooner rather than later.
But you know what? You know why I think she's going to stay for a little bit? Because she hasn't gotten the chance to lay her foot down yet.
I agree with that. I do.
So she's testing the waters. That's what she did all year, is test the waters as things were.
She was testing the waters there out in West Lafayette when our athletic director is in the stands at the Purdue game, which we barely won.
Yeah.
I hate to be the guy who's negative because you know what? You guys might be shocked. I'm generally not a negative person. I'm actually I'm a really friendly guy, but but I tell it like it is and like I see it. And I wish I could share your optimism. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see any evidence for the proposition that Rutgers belongs in the Big Ten or can be competitive next year.
I completely understand that. My thing is just that the proposition is we're better than Purdue. And if Purdue's in the Big Ten, we sure have a right to be the Big Ten.
Well, let me ask you this, Donovan. Why is it that James Madison is so good? Are their players, is their roster that much better than ours?
I would say it comes down to roster, and it could just be because of the teams that they played this year. The Sun Belt is a growing conference, but they aren't as a superstar conference yet. Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech this year, but to be honest, anybody could have beat Virginia Tech this year. And for a lot of the players that came out of it, they've shown to have some upside. We've seen players. That's why I'm going to be interested in seeing where does Alonzo Barnett go, because he had a stellar year in the Sun Belt team. But is that going to be enough to grant him a chance to play at a Power 4 school? But for overall, JMU has been good since going back to when they were FCS back when they were playing for.
Why though? JMU does not have players that are necessarily so superior to us, but they have a program that produces and develops these players, and that goes to my third resolution, which is I want to see a fundamental change in the program's culture and philosophy, because James Madison would have come to Rutgers this year and they would have beat us with that quarterback and that running back. They would have beat us.
I stayed away from culture and bringing back KJ Duff in my points because I thought that those would be brought up like religiously throughout this. I 100% agree about the culture. But with JMU, what they get in a easier conference and a better culture, they also lose in terms of every impact player leaving for the portal every year. And
the thing is, they can't go up another. They can't go up another level yet because they just got to the Sun Belt back in 22, 23. Because they were a 10-win team 2 years ago when they got to the Sun Belt. It's just that they weren't bowl eligible, and then they won 11 games. No, they won 10 games last year. They won 11 games this year. They're most likely, if they're going to get a bid up, they're going to need to take that. But right now, they're just good.
Jason, is that the facility? There's one viral facility. I don't know if it's for JMU or Tulane. I think it was a G5 school where the bathrooms, like the not the urinal, but like the toilet, you can sit down, do what you got to do, and you look out and you're watching the game from the 50-yard line, and it's actually insane. I think that's JMU that does that.
That just seems very bizarre and very weird to me.
It's tinted windows, so you're private, but you can watch the game.
My fourth resolution now. I forgot I have a fourth resolution. The fourth resolution is very simple. It's green, and Rutgers needs a lot of them. Money. Program.
I just know once Manungai gets that extension, some of that might have to come back to Rutgers.
You think that he would take on a general manager role?
I could see him doing something like Mass Crosby being given back.
Not like Andrew Luck type of deal with Stanford.
In the future, after his career, yeah, possibly. But now, as an active player, I can see him still funding his alma mater.
Some players do have active roles in the season. I know at least in basketball. Like Steph Curry is GM for Davidson, I believe.
Yeah, it's just that it's harder to do that as an NFL player because at least for Steph Curry, he has time to really be able to be like, oh, I don't got to really practice today and stuff of that nature. A lot of these guys, they're every week could be their last week of what they're doing. So right now, there's more time being consumed with football than it is with basketball. So I guess that's why he's able to do it. Or it could just be something that they're just using Steph Curry to put a face on so they can attract more people to
exactly. Do you know what general managers do? They rely on all the other managers to do everything. Yeah, and I also want to see 2 new theme songs for Rutgers when they come out of the tunnel. I want them to alternate between Wasted Years by Iron Maiden and Fade to Black by Metallica. I want darkness to come over Rutgers, and then I want them to claw towards the light.
I don't think that.
What is their walkout song this year?
I don't know. It's probably like Piano Man by Billy Joel or something.
Piano Man.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, they didn't play it when you were at the game, or did you got to the game late? Didn't you?
I got to the game middle of the first quarter because
that's
parking was
abysmal. I already know it's Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Jersey, and you're smack dab in the middle of the Garden State area.
Yeah, so I already know.
Plus, when I asked the law enforcement officer, "Where's the red lot?" He's like, "Go straight ahead." No. It was not straight ahead. I had to go all the way around, and then I got to the red lot, and by the time I got there, it was 7-7.
Damn.
Oh God.
Which in Rutgers football this year was typically about halfway through the first quarter.
Athan looked very good. He looked very good in that game.
Speaking of Athan, hey, shout out Athan Kaliak-Manis for liking our Instagram story when he declared for the draft. And now that it's not the season anymore and you don't have any years of eligibility remaining, guess where you belong? You belong
on the show
right there.
We would love to hear your reaction on when you heard Gabe said that you will have a better season than DJ.
Oh yeah, God, that landed in the locker room somehow. I'm sure of it.
Had to. It went viral. It went viral on SEC Twitter the minute it happened.
Yep. All the Gators fans were retweeting saying how stupid I was, and then all of a sudden, now that DJ Lagway isn't going to be in Kissimmee anymore, I'm sure that they'll agree.
DJ Lagway is persona non grata in games.
What if we have to root for Lagway next year in Scarlet Red?
Oh God, would you rather have Aiden Childs or DJ Lagway?
DJ, not DJ. Aiden, not because of DJ being better or worse, but I don't want to bite my tongue after everything I said.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Ethan Kaliakmanis, this is one guy that I am rooting for 1,000%. This guy had a really good year, and he's also a really, really good dude. I mean, you could tell how much he cares and how much he dedicated himself. And he really not single-handedly, but he was the primary mover for that offense, and he helped develop a very dangerous offense at Rutgers this year. So credit to Ethan.
You can see why he was captain of the offense.
Yeah. See, I'm not all negative. And I'll share my New Year's resolution because I'm going to be a little narcissistic.
Say one nice thing about Rob Smith.
Rob Smith is potentially a good coach who was in a very, very difficult spot with that defensive line.
And you believe that?
I believe it was a combination of things that can't be attributable just to Rob Smith.
Yeah, I don't know Rob Smith the person, but I don't think he did well for us at all.
But I'm going to share my New Year's resolution because I'm going to be a little narcissistic. My New Year's resolution is very simple. By this time next year, I want to be in the best shape of my life.
Ooh, okay.
I like that.
I'm going to work out. I'm going to keep working out.
Yeah, you look slimmer too.
I'm trying
to be able to do a before and after photo with you on the screen when we intro the show.
Yes, you know what it's going to say? It's going to say before, and then it's going to show me when I was really heavy, and it's going to say way before. That is from The Sopranos. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah, also, I remember that.
I know it's not going to be right before New Year's this time next week anymore, but I got a homework assignment that I will do before the show starts next week. What I will do is I will go back, look at all of the shorts we have posted, make a compilation of all of our worst takes, and I will make it one long video, and we'll have it on here next
I don't
Monday.
have any bad takes. What are you talking about?
None at all.
None at all, ever, right?
Nope.
Piss Night Husker, it is extremely hard, especially at 50 years old, because you work out, you eat less, and the weight doesn't come off as much. So
it burns slower. It's a slower burn. So you just got to trust the process. Just trust it. It might be slow.
You don't look 50,
but just trust it.
You don't look 50. You look between 30 and 35. I'm not even just saying that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I was also thinking, based on Pittsburgh Husker's comment, there's a shortcut to losing the 30 pounds I need to lose. I could just get one of my legs cut off. And then the weight loss is already done. Well, that's the easy part.
The hard part is trying to walk after.
You got to be a really weird person to say something like I just said.
And you know what? You might lose a pound or two if you go visit that JMU 50-yard line.
Jason, enough out of you. I hate Tennessee. Rocky Top, I cannot stand Rocky Top, but I do like the Michigan fight song.
Do you like Morgan Wallen?
Victor's valiant hail to the conquering.
You know what my main point for becoming a Tennessee fan would be? It would be Peyton Manning. That's the Tennessee recruiting stance. Just Peyton Manning.
No, you should be an Ole Miss fan because of Eli.
No. I'm a Jets fan.
Hates Ole Miss.
I can't do
Tennessee it. Tennessee likes to disappoint a little too much, so I just couldn't.
I can't do Ole Miss because Eli Manning and Jackson.
After what Diego Pavila did before the game and after the game,
I'm getting muscles. See, well,
progress.
Yes, sir. Good shit.
But I want to still eat pasta and sugar and salt.
Are you on that paleo diet?
No, it's just you know what it is. I eat reasonably. I don't like deprive myself of anything, but I eat lesser portions and move a lot more. That's why I take so many naps now. And why does anybody in the world care about me and my life at all? So I'll shut up now, but I will say this.
What are you talking about? There's 3 people in this chat who care about your life.
That's true, actually.
So I say that and they're going to leave just as a joke.
Yeah. I mean, one thing is that when you turn 50 and you go to the doctor and he starts saying, you know what? You're pre-diabetic and your blood pressure is a little high, and you start seeing this pattern.
Oh, gosh, you know what?
Yeah, you're making the right decision now, so you
right.
regret it later. That's what I'm saying. You're making the right decision now.
Yeah, and Unfortunately, there's always something when you go to the doctor. That's
Pitch
why
Snipe Husker heads for the door.
That's why they're still there.
Nobody wanted to listen to what I had to say. Now Pitch Snipe Husker's heading out. He's like, get lost. Pitch Snipe Husker, I hope you come to SHI Stadium next year with Nebraska. We'll go out for drinks and after I go for a run.
Donovan, what's the most you've ever had to bulk or cut for football season?
During COVID, I was like around 370, and I dropped down to 290 right before my senior season. Yeah, that was because I remember going to the doctors for the first time after lockdown. Because at least in New York, April and May, things didn't start opening up again around June.
Yep.
So I had a doctor's appointment in June. They told me how big I got because I didn't recognize it really.
Yeah,
like, I'm just at home, and then I'm like, oh, I can't live like that.
2022. That was my bad year. I was 275 in 2022.
I'm 2022.
But I'm only 5'10", and that was not muscle.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I had a little bit of muscle, but I would say, Adam, just cut out sweets and just drink water. Maybe that's how I burned mine. If that's all it is, it's not more about working out. It's more about what you're putting back in. And since you burn fat a little bit more slower, I was 100% preferred. Like if you follow that, because that's the key to success if you're trying to burn weight.
Absolutely, and it's a healthy way to do it. And as a matter of fact, and by the way, guys, one thing the audience should know, all the stuff that Gabe does on social media, very impressive. It's a lot of work, and we appreciate it because it brings a lot of attention to the show. So thank you for all that you do. And Donovan, thank you too for all that you do. The combination of the three of us is a good show. We got the reasonable people, Gabe and Donovan, and just what they would call the hater in me. But I'm not becoming a fan of Indiana. I lived in Fort Wayne for 4 years. I know what Indiana's like. I'm not becoming a fan of the Hoosiers.
I swear you have a story about living somewhere or going to school somewhere every time a location is brought up.
Yeah,
like I could just say a random state right now, and you'll be like, "Oh, I did business there in the '90s."
Thank you. Yeah, well, yeah, I've been around the country a lot, and I gotta just say I'm happy to be back here in the great state of New Jersey, where I belong.
Country roads of New Jersey.
It's not country where I live. I live next to Giant. I live by Giant Stadium. So, but
Adam's got his own practice coming up, y'all.
Yeah, guys, I'm starting my own law practice here in Bergen County in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It's going to be a law practice, and it's also going to be an educational consulting practice where I'm going to help undergrad and grad students with like exam preparation, personal statements, applications, resumes. And it's going to be weird, going out on your own after a lifetime of working for other people.
And you know what? You should also practice scam prosecution for all the money that Giants and Jets owners and staff have stolen from great supporters.
I'm going to bring false charges against you. I'm going to charge you with murder.
What? What did I do?
It doesn't matter. I've always wanted to prosecute somebody who's innocent. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
writing that down. Just in case I need to use that later.
Oh, man.